What's good, my beautiful people? It's your boy Brian Keith. I'm just here with a little bit of a ramble. Just a little bit of a ramble. I work with the public, and like I said, I'm really heartbroken and really disgusted what I see here in New York anyway. And if you pay attention to any of these videos that you see on Instagram and YouTube and Snapchat, whatever else is out there, TikTok, you see that neighborhoods and cities like New York, there's a level of self-destruction, dysmorphia going on. And, as I get to see the world in my little fishbowl, 12, 13, 14 hours a day, it's just a little mind-boggling to me. I was born in the city of hip hop. I seen it. I seen the rise of it. I seen it and was able to experience it in its essence. I was born at a kid of the 70s, so I was born able to hear doo-wop. I worked at the world famous. Well, I worked with a jazz band that worked in the world famous Rainbow Room down in Rockefeller Center. I was a kid. As a job, I used to put together band equipment and what they set their notes on, drum sets. I was able to see jazz greats perform like Sarah Vaughan. I've had drinks with with Melly Mel, Grandmaster Cass. Bought them drinks before. Able to interview stars like LL Cool J and who else? Been able to perform on the same stage with Big Daddy Kane and Jay-Z. I had my share of I've kind of been the Where's Waldo of hip hop. So I've been able to see and experience music of all kinds. Like I said, all kinds, jazz, like firsthand, rock and roll. I was in a gospel choir. I was in a singing group, made records, produced records. I've had a plethora of experiences when it comes to music and this culture. And to watch it, and one thing I do know, I've always been a fan of my I don't know what you want to call them, my Black Americans, my Moorish Americans, my Indigenous Americans. I definitely heard the things of growing up, I got Indian in my family and this, that, and that. And I've always believed, as a side note, that we're from here. I don't think you could transport millions of slaves the way they claim they did. I think it's just easier to invade the land and make them people there slaves, which I call prisoners of war. But I digress. I say all that to say that I think the foundation of any civilization or community is the men that lead it. And right now, hip-hop and its music and its spin-offs, come from people who look like me. And I think the world has taken notes and made our community, our culture, the top grossing, top earning, top source of information. And I think this is why the other people, the higher ups who are in these corporations, they realize that we have to keep the music going into a certain direction, because it doesn't make sense to have this nonsense murder, death, kill music that they push. Now, they say they do it because it makes money, but I think they set it up to make money. They've been working on it for the last couple of years. I would probably say 20, 25 years, to start turning music into a direction that's that delivers a message that can destroy your community and continually bombarded with messages of destruction and death and waste. I say all that to say, my gentlemen who are of my culture and who look like me, as I move through life, I really believe that we have to start planting seeds. I'm not saying chastise the younger guys, the young men that are on the come up. I think we need to start planting seeds and setting examples of what a man should look like, can look like, should be like. You know, I watched you know, these kids, I mean, these young men, they're not going after traditional jobs, and these traditional jobs that will be here a lot longer than this digital age stuff. They have become, I would say, lazier. Maybe their focus is just doesn't send them in a direction where a man's man job that they've held throughout these years that carried the civilization. They're going into this digital age. Now, at this point, it's quick money, but it's, in my opinion, my observation, the long view, is that at any time that can be shut down. Right now, there's a couple of banks, Silicon Valley Bank is being, it's starting to have a crisis. Now you're starting to see a domino effect where you got First Republic is about to hit the fan. You're going to have this 2008, which they've been predicting for a while. This 2008 market crash is about to have a repeat, or this depression of the 20s is about to hit the repeat button. And I think we've gotten so far away from the basics that when this crash hits, we won't have the tools to sustain and rebuild. I think I think with this jab situation that it's all about restructuring, what they call the third industrial revolution. And that's going to take more power, more control over your life out of your hands. Like there's a saying, I forgot the guy who said that, he's in the finance arena, where he said that you will own nothing and you will be happy about it. You will own nothing and you will be happy. And that's where it's going, where major corporations are buying up blocks of homes. And these homes, they won't sell them. What they'll end up doing is renting them at sky-high rates. And you're going to force families to double up in one house to be able to afford a mortgage. You know, due to inflation, like this is the year 2023. When you include the rate of inflation, they said that we basically payroll or earnings have been the same since the 1970s. So inflation has outrisen the pay. You know what I mean? I hope I'm getting across. You know, I'm just a little tired. Got in for this morning to be up again at 9 to get back to work. It's crazy. But as well as what we got to do. And when I'm out here seeing men out here hustling, I see more men not hustling. You know, I see them stealing services. They're not invested in their community. They think that shit is cute. They think it's a flex. They think it's a come up. You know, you're going to have $200 shoes, but you can't pay $2 for a bus ride. You know, they think it's a flex. And I find it shameful. I find it real shameful, because what ends up happening is, or what's going to end up happening is, especially in these neighborhoods, they're going to provide you with less service. And then the service that they provide you with, you're abusing it. You know what I'm saying? You're abusing the equipment, you know, just doing dumb stuff. You think it's entertainment and fun, but really it's sad, and you're destroying a community. And the community is not the communities of old, like the 40s, 50s, 60s, and probably up into the 70s. You know, the hidden hand has realized that we have to destroy these communities, and we have to start by removing the men from the households, in which, you know, drugs came into play, destroyed families. You know, good middle class, upper class families came in, destroyed that, brought in depression, took the man out of the house through welfare, threw in Planned Parenthood and abortions and all this other nonsense to kill a community. And still, after all these years, black people are still 13% of the population with all these deaths and murders. So, you know, it's crazy. And if you look at it, you see all these immigrants that they're shuffling in. It's really because they're trying to bring a new workforce that's going to work less and work more. That's going to earn less but work more. Because you guys here, the men here, won't have the skills to do the jobs that they need to get done. So they're going to destroy you. What you're going to be doing is either dying or going to prison and working for free. So they're like, you want to live life for free, we're going to put you in prison. You're going to work for free. Free room and board. Three hots in a cot, as they say. But the gentlemen, and especially the ones who got together, got their heads on their shoulders, we need to start really just planting a seed. Like I said, not chastising, but say, how we speak to them, showing them a little bit more love, talking to them, putting a little bug in their ear, and hope that it resonates, that they wake up one day and be like, you know what, this is whack, stop awarding bad behavior from my women, because they're off the chain. You can't even talk to them, and that's the sad part. You can't even talk to them, because they know it all, and they unaccountable for every fucking thing, for everything. So you can't even talk to them, But it's hard for me to say, well, this generation is just a piece of trash, and we just got to work on the babies that come in now, because that's what the hidden hand is doing. It's getting your babies. This is why the schools are delivering such twisted messages, because they after the babies, because they know you get to the babies, the next 20, 30, 40 years, whatever it is, it just, one, puts you further in the hole, but two, it confuses a whole generation of people while they steady on their plan moving forward. And we got to kind of interrupt that. We got to right now it's like party and bullshit on 100. You know what I'm saying? Party and bullshit on 100. And what's crazy now, you go out now, all these brunches and daytime parties and all that, it's not even a dance floor no more. Everybody acting like they're doing something, sitting at a table, taking pictures, selfies all goddamn day, popping bottles that are priced way beyond market rate. It's retarded. It's retarded. You're not even getting no exercise in, going to a spot to dance. You're not even dancing. You're just shaking your ass in a spot, in a corner. It's sad to me. It really is sad. It really is sad. It's a waste of time and a waste of money, waste of resources. And that's all I see all day is people running around wasting resources. And I get now why Thanos was like, yo, half of y'all gotta go. Because y'all waste. It's a waste. It's an absolute waste. And it's kind of shameful and kind of disappointing to see, like, we just have to take a generation and just toss them in the trash. It's crazy to me. It really is. Like I said, I'm just ranting. I get to be amongst people all day, since forever. And it just seemed like the quality of people, the work ethic, the goal set, the mindset, all of that is just totally going in the wrong direction. I don't know. How do y'all feel, man? How do y'all feel? Like, what are y'all seeing out there? Maybe I'm just in my own little bubble and it's not as hopeful as I would like it to be. Where are you guys from? Y'all tell me what y'all see in your areas. It's just a simple rant, man. I'm trying to deliver a message to my other gentlemen out there, my kingsmen out there. You see a young guy, especially if it's a one-on-one situation, don't chastise them, don't lecture them, but maybe just plant a seed. You know what I'm saying? You look good, you fella. You know what I'm saying? What you up to? All right, cool. Keep it positive. All right, just planting seeds of positivity and production. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just like I said, I don't see them investing in their community. They just continually taking and just sucking it dry. And then when corporations come in and build something and start gentrifying neighborhoods, then all of a sudden everybody gets entitled. and feel like they do something. They owed something, but they were the ones who destroyed it. You know, like they said back in the days, I think Charleston White was saying, you know, which is true. Well, I guess they had to do it. They had to do it at that time. Like back in the days, you know, a lot of our ancestors had land, but the problem, I think, was that the land didn't produce what they really needed. So there was a mass migration where everybody came north, like came to New York, went up to Indiana, I think, came up to the Midwest where industrial manufacturing was big and was exploding. And now that those generations have come and gone, now everybody's trying to get back to the land. But the land is gone. Or the land is outpriced you. So now that's the battle. But then now you got a generation who has no desire. You know, there's a generation that's a large part of this generation don't have the desire. It's all about dressing up, putting on this costume, pretending to be rich and prosperous. You know, and that's how I see it. Everybody's playing dress up. Everybody's playing dress up. And it's sickening to me. It's sickening. Nobody is doing the job. They acting like they're doing the job. All these actors playing dress up. It's disgusting. But anyway, it's your boy Brian Keith, man. Just a little bit of a rant. You know, just what I see. You know, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what y'all see in your area. Tell me where you're from. Tell me what y'all see out there. You know, what are you receiving? Because right now I'm not too hopeful, man. I'm really not too hopeful. But hoping for the best at the same time. I have faith. I have faith. I have faith. Absolutely. It's your boy Brian Keith, man. I'll see y'all on the next one. Talk to you soon. Remember, be proactive, productive, and definitely be positive. Peace.